I'm going to cover it.
With your finger?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
My skin.
You're just going to just walk around like this the whole time? And talk like this?
I'll talk like this.
It'll be funny. You could take your hat and put it over.
I
Grab
could.
The yarn, put the yarn over it. Yarn smile.
Hey, that's my yarn. It looks better on me.
Yarn smile.
I'm Hanny. Grumpy first. No.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Just put your tongue in your mouth like this.
It's called tongue clench.
Tongue clench?
It's like when you clench your butt with your tongue.
It's an exercise. Is it an exercise?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem right. It seems wrong. You should not do that.
I know.
Maybe don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Pull it back in.
She's scripting it.
I'm totally not.
This totally not scripted. Totally.
I'm totally not.
Yeah, she is.
I'm making show notes.
No.
I'm making show notes.
Harambe, please.
Hi. Welcome to Shy.
Shy.
My name is Brandy Jones, and I am a homeschool mom to 6 children. This is one of them.
Hi, I'm Josh. Please save me, please.
I have roped him in to our new podcast, and it is all about soap and homeschooling and yarn.
And yarn?
And sewing.
Is that why it's called Shy? You're very clever.
Shiny, happy yarn?
No, because I'm very shy. And
Oh, my kids are shy. Yes, shy.
Yeah. I keep hating the microphones. I apologize. Anyway, you wanted to start with it?
Okay, so what shall we talk about?
Well, I think we should
have to
start
talk
with the
about
first
us.
thing. Well, I don't know.
We have to talk about us. What do we tell about us? We like superheroes.
Oh, that's true. Jesus is a superhero and so is Iron Man. So that's why they're together.
And Christmas is still up.
Yeah.
Wait, what's today? January
18th.
Christmas is still up. Christmas.
We're planning Christmas in July, but we did it like on the wrong J month because there's like it's confusing.
So we actually continue Christmas for longer than Epiphany.
Gather people.
And part of that is because I'm lazy, and I just haven't got around to taking it down.
Another part is that we just think it's fancy.
40-day season. Yes. So it's a very old tradition, 40-day season. 40 days for Easter, 40 days for Christmas. Lots of 40-day things.
That is true.
Do you want to do knitting or sewing? Oh, wait, I have a sewing thing.
Sewing thing. Go in the order you planned.
I know. I should go in the order I planned. So the first thing that I'm hoping to do this next week is Sophie. Sophie, what are you doing? Sophie needs to get fixed.
Drum roll my eyebrows.
Sophie has... This is Sophie. She is the 6-year-old bear that's been around forever. She has a bowel problem.
Look at her stomach. It's like coming out of her anus, and it's really
so
gross.
It's a very large hole, and we keep putting the stuffing back in.
Gosh, I
think that was not okay.
Prepared for that.
All right, 14-year-old, calm down. And she has a few little holes. So she is going to be going into surgery this week, and maybe I can bring her back next week, and she'll be all fantastic with no bowel issues.
She also has some on her neck because it's that gross. It's like
She's
our plumbing
old.
coming out. It's like our plumbing.
All right. I'm going to have some tea after that. This should be an interesting podcast with my son.
Okay. Well, since I like talking about knitting, I'm going to do that and skip a segment because I show off. Yeah. But, so this is the first project you ever made, and it was like 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
I'm going to go 2 years ago.
Because we're in 2017 now. It's actually,
3 then.
I think it's actually on your Ravelry page, isn't it?
It is.
Who are you on Ravelry?
I am Nightwingknits, some capital N, I think. Haven't logged on in a while.
Nightwingknits. And I joined Ravelry when you could get a name with 4 letters. That's how long I've been on. I think I joined in 2009, very early in the year, and there was hardly anybody on Ravelry. It was still not something people knew about. Now there's millions of people on it. So I am BJBJ, like blue jeans, BJBJ on Ravelry. If you want to find us.
Or like the restaurant.
BJ's?
Yeah.
Yep, not so much, because that's not too...
She owns it, but, you know. Anyway.
All right, show your hat. Go for it.
This is first project I ever did, and you can tell my mom trusts me, because she not only gave me Madelinetosh, but she gave me the Envy color.
Madelinetosh.
And it's hard to see on camera.
Okay, so just hold it up towards here.
So...
What kind of hat is it?
It is Sockhead hat.
Sockhead hat?
And it has about, I'm going to say, 4 inches of ribbing.
Watch your arm here.
Oh, that's right. I tried to make another one for my mom. We'll get to that in a minute. But 4 inches of ribbing, which is just, like, what is it? Knit
It's
2
2
purl
by 2.
2?
Yeah, it's 2 by 2 ribbing.
And that's about for 4 inches, including the cast on. And then it's just stockinette on circular needles to the point here. And then...
I think everybody did a Sockhead hat at one point.
I hope so. It's easy.
Except me.
Except you, because you're too old.
I still think it looks good on you, though. The color looks good. He wears it all the time. Not when you do that. It doesn't look good. You did make the slouchy bit a little bit shorter than it called for.
I did, because at the time my head was very tiny.
And it was just too slouchy.
Yeah.
You did not.
But now I can say it's my squid hat.
If only you wore it like that. I'm going to tell what kind of tea I'm drinking because I've seen lots of people do that and because it's fantastic. So I have this favorite tea that I only drink every once in a while. And it is this Harney & Sons, which I get from Barnes & Noble.
Maybe I should show them.
I'm going to.
Oh. Well, you're saying the name.
I know.
So, like, I was saying the
so
name
this
and I
is
showed
the
them.
tea. And you'll notice... There's no tea left. I know. So I went to get my favorite one. And I was like, oh no! But my daughter saved the tin for me so that A, I would know to order it. And B, because I love these tins. Because...
Eyebrow face.
Tins.
Mom.
So I actually made this one instead. It's called Hot Cinnamon Sunset. It's black tea with cinnamon, orange, and sweet cloves.
Can I try that actually? It sounds interesting.
Maybe. I'm not sure if you'll like it. But it's a fancy tea. It's like when you need to have...
A fancy tea.
Yeah, it's when you need to have tea. Seriously.
Or you can't get a whole chocolate.
Exactly.
I need to get close to the camera.
That is when you're going to podcast with your 14-year-old and you're not sure how it's going to go for the first time ever. So you need a really good tea in my Read Aloud Revival mug, my present. It's fantastic.
I wonder who got you that. Hashtag Catholic people are awesome.
Nice gift. Read Aloud Revival. Tell me if you know what that is, because if you do, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know how you use it, how you implement it in your house.
Oh. Plaid bag because they're pretty.
Oh, he wants to do more knitting. Go.
No, I was showing my bag. You have to do your knitting. So.
This is actually, this is from the Knitting Den.
Oh.
It's a Kikiboo bag, and it's a Black Watch plaid. She does it's got a cream inside. She does a fantastic job. She's on Etsy.
Are they handmade?
They are handmade.
Ooh,
Kikiboo bags.
that is good.
Can you see it? Let's see.
Yep, they can see it.
There you go. She also has a podcast that I've watched since maybe the second. I've watched Denise since like maybe the second one. She lives in Colorado. I love her.
No, you.
Go ahead and
no, you really just like YouTube. By the way,
I do like YouTube, but I have survived many things.
Friends, don't tell my dad.
I have watched many things over the years, gotten me through 2 bed rest pregnancies. Podcasts have super fun knitting.
Mucho loco.
All right,
All
stop
right.
it.
So I was trying to make my mom the hat that I just showed you in a different color. In fact, I have the color right here.
Look at you go, all organized.
I think
fancy.
It's this one. It's
That's
another
a
Madelinetosh. I don't know the color, but
I think it's not showing.
you hold it while I find it.
Yeah, it's not showing completely true. It's a little bit more rusty
Darn,
orange.
it doesn't have the color in here.
See, I'm blown out over here, so maybe it's gonna.
It's like a.
You don't have the ball band?
I don't. I'm a horrible son. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. But it is a rusty color. I know it's Madelinetosh, Is it DK? It was a DK.
It's DK weight. I like DK weight the best personally. It's like an in between. Don't hit the microphone.
I'm not. Go ahead.
I like DK weight probably the best out of all the yarn I've tried. I've tried really tiny yarn once and I hated that, and I tried really giant yarn and didn't like that simply because it was weird to maneuver everywhere. Like, it was like this big of a thing, so I had to like try to hold that in like a thing places, and I was yelled at by Uncle Tom because it fell onto the mat one time.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Big yarn.
Big yarn.
You know, like yarn.
What were you doing that had big yarn?
I just like a washcloth that was like
okay,
6
sweetie.
or something, I think.
It was it sugar and cream? And it was on a cone.
No.
So it was on like a cone.
Yeah, but it was yarn that was like this big per like the string.
I don't remember that. That's not sugar and cream then.
It was something. I don't know.
All right, so back to the Madelinetosh Sockhead.
Anyway.
The Sockhead that would be.
It would have been, except it Mobiused itself.
You're funny. My daughter's making faces at us over there. What is behind me, that light? Oh, it's the light.
Editing. All right.
So go ahead, show it.
I don't really, so it's a cowl now because I got really frustrated at it. But it's just the ribbing on it, but do you want to put it on?
Well, why don't you discuss, you were really upset about this.
While you put it on, I can.
Okay. You cannot hit that because I'll be mad at you.
So I was knitting along, right? And I'd been knitting for like 4 hours that day because I had nothing better to do, and I was like, instead of doing video games, I will see. It looks good.
Well, I'll put it with my jacket.
Yeah.
And then my jacket buttons pretty close. I don't always have a turtleneck on. It's a little chilly today, but
she almost always has the turtleneck on.
I have always warm things because I'm very cold. But see, so it'll just. It looks like you designed it that way on purpose. It does. I'm telling you. He was very upset, and
I'm.
Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
So, I forgot.
Well, remember when you started? I looked at this and I said, "Josh, why don't you try and make it go the same direction all the way through while you're knitting it on the circular needles?"
And I said I couldn't because it was.
You need to sit up. I can't see you.
Ow.
You said you can't knit it on. You can't make it go the same direction.
What happened is I'd been knitting for 4 hours that day. I remember what I was saying, and so all through the lessons of the homeschooling stuff, I was knitting. My hands were sore. I poked my finger a lot. And it hurts. And what happened is Mom, like, I say, hey, can you just find the row my stitch marker fell out? And I've been knitting for a while.
Oh, that's right.
And so she gets it and is like, why is it twisted? And then she tries to untwist it. And then she goes, so, I
have good news and bad news.
I have good news and bad news. The good news is I found your row. And the bad news is that you totally screwed it up.
Well, I didn't say it like that. I said the bad news is it's Mobius.
The bad news is it's Mobius. And I was like,
and you said,
wait, what? And then she explained it is basically I kind of screwed it up.
So I explained that you can't untwist it.
Unless I took the yarn off and then...
And I said, so you have a couple choices, right? And he was unthrilled with his choices.
It was either keep going and make the hat Mobius and weird.
No.
Make the cowl.
Change it into a cowl or something else. Or completely unfrog it.
And at this point, I had taken it off the needles 4 times because I had messed it up that many times and casting it on because I suck at that part.
Watch your language there, love. Go ahead. Keep going.
And, yeah. So I'm actually...
The emotion is missing from this conversation.
I'm sure...
The emotion... The sadness and woe and complete devastation.
I'm drained out of emotions because of the past couple nights, and you're aware why.
Oh, well, why don't you talk about that real quick, and then I'll talk about my knitting.
I have to put it on and stuff.
I already did.
Yeah.
I already did. Oh, you just want to be fancy?
Yeah,
You want to be fancy knitter guy? Like the Bakery Bears?
Yeah. Oh, yes, them. Yes.
He always puts his stuff on. Dan always puts his stuff on. See, that color looks good on you. You don't wear cowls, but...
I hate cowls, unless they're Batman's.
Batman cowls.
Call me Batman.
That's a different kind of cowl.
Call me.
Batman, reach out. Reach out.
Reach out. Robin here. But,
All right, so you don't have anything else you're working on right now, but we...
Oh, I have something I'm preparing, though.
Yes, so we have talked about joining the Box of Socks cowl for Voolenvine Yarnz podcast, which is Yarngasm. That's what it's called. Watch her all the time. You don't watch it, I do.
Interesting name.
Yeah, but she's amusing, and she's in New York, and
I like the Squirrel Girl. What her name
Oh, the Fat Squirrel Speaks.
Yes.
Yes, she's hilarious. But she has a cowl where this year, starting in 2017, you can knit a box of socks. So you have a whole year to knit 12 pairs of socks or more or less, whatever your box of socks is. And you put it in a nice box and you put it in the cowl, and she'll give out different prizes for different things. And I am using it for inspiration because I do not knit socks very much, and I do not knit them very quickly.
And she does not.
Which we're going to talk a little tiny bit about. No, I do like them. That's not correct.
There was one pair you hated, though. Don't remember.
No, that's not correct.
You made like one pair. I think it was your first pair you tried to make.
No, I didn't hate them.
And
it just took me
you were just
an
really
incredibly
annoyed at
long
it.
time.
Like, why is this taking so long?
It took me an incredibly long time.
Okay, but so I'm gonna try casting on socks probably this month or the next.
So you said you want to try and do some socks, maybe a half a box, right?
Maybe like 12 or 6 pairs.
12 is a full box.
Right, so it makes
One
6
a month.
pairs.
6 pairs of socks for yourself, right? Please don't do that to my chair.
Or littler, but probably, yeah.
Or less. You mean or less, not littler socks.
No.
You want full socks.
No, I mean littler socks for like handy.
Oh, you want them? Oh, okay.
Like,
right.
that was something I said.
Okay, that's right. I remember.
Or like my plan for this is to give Johnny, it'll make sense when you see the name of the yarn, but there's a character called Sapphire in the show. Mm-hmm. So my plan is to kind of maybe pearl out in the actual sock like a gemstone a little bit.
I don't know about that.
It's
that
hard,
seems a little bit much.
It's a little bit hard. I don't care.
I think maybe no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say if you just get them accomplished, that will be fantastic. Please don't do that to my chair.
I can hear
Don't
Joey.
want to tell you again.
I can hear Joey, though. It's funny.
He's singing.
But anyway.
Wait. So let me finish talking about the cow. Can I finish?
Yes.
I'm going to finish talking about the cow. So, I have been looking for projects for the kids to do as well. A couple of my kids knit, a couple of my kids crochet. Josh is one of them. He is 14. The 11-year-old is Jackie. You'll hear her.
Excuse me. I'm going to be 15 in like a few weeks.
You're still 14. Still 14. Still 14. Don't make me old.
Oh, no, you're old by yourself.
So kidding. When he's dead after this podcast, you'll know why. So, I went to them because I have quite a bit of fingering weight yarn, and I said I will let you guys pick out of my stuff, and we can all just knit socks, and we'll learn how to knit socks. And
I am way too low.
Yeah, you got to fix yourself.
Sorry, my back hurts a little bit
You can't
today.
do that. Sit up.
Gosh, jeez.
Maybe next time we won't put that there, and then you won't have that problem.
That's true.
So which sock yarn did you pick first? I still think you should keep this for yourself.
I'm probably going to, honestly.
I mean, let's be honest. Once you put the work in, you're going to want to keep it for yourself.
This is I'm just going to read off
it's right here.
I know.
You read that part. You read that part.
Why can't I read how long it is?
You can read that after you read that.
Okay, so it is from Gourmet Stash. And
Yes.
my mom can explain more on the stores. I don't really.
It's right there. It's gourmetstash.com.
Gourmetstash.com. I don't know how well represented it is, but I like the yarn.
No, she's great. She's got
like this.
great fiber.
It looks like
that's
this.
pretty true to color. Don't move it so fast. Let me see. Yeah.
And here's the
you
side.
You can't really see the green, but it looks really royal blue.
It's a great color. I like black and blue because they're my favorite two colors. Fun fact, red's also a good color, ask this one. But it's called Star Sapphire.
I feel like you're still going to hit the microphone.
I know. I probably am.
Should we pause and move it because you're really having trouble with that?
Maybe. But, it's Stout Sock Star Sapphire, and it is approximately 430 yards, and it's fingering weight. That's what it says. And I like it. I think it's comfy.
It's cozy.
It's cozy.
That's what our 4-year-old does.
She also does squishy face.
Squishy face. Squishy face. Squishy face. Okay, enough of that. That was fantastic.
But this is my yarn, and then my sister's yarn I'm going to show you guys because I think it's a great choice of yarn for her, at least. And she likes purple because she's wanted to be the oddball and contrary and say, you know what? Girls like pink. So I'm going to say I like purple. And so she chose
I don't know. Girls like
her.
She really likes purple, though.
She loves purple. But so this is from No Makers, and that store is really great.
Yeah,
she loves her.
Yeah,
she loves a lot of different people.
But I've been shopping with No Makers for a long time. And her dye is fantastic. And her color choices and the names are amusing. I love her all around.
And you could probably see it. I would not personally pick this because it's not like the colors I like. But I think for her it's a great choice, and it's called Toadstools at Twilight.
Can you see how the sparkly it is? I don't know. Hold on.
They can see it
this way.
They can see it.
It's super sparkly.
On
camera, it's hard to tell.
My camera's good, Mom.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty true to color.
But,
except the one section where
and this color right here is a little bit darker on camera, I noticed. And if you notice my shaking, that's because my hands are tired.
It's okay. So
again, it's fingering weight. That's the stuff. There's the ad.
It's gnomeacres.com.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing is she has a born on date for her yarn. That's my favorite.
Born on date?
Yeah. So when she makes it, she puts the born on date.
Ah.
I love that.
All right.
So those are your upcoming socks. I have started my socks, which is actually what I'm working on now as I sit here and talk. So this is them.
Now.
I am doing these 2 at a time on one circular, which I do not
I have to put my stuff
like knitting
socks
socks individually too much. I don't like DPNs. I tried. I'm trying to think. I think I did 2 socks on DPNs. You can't use DPNs. You had a lot of trouble using DPNs.
I tried to make this hat first on DPNs, and I had to take it out like 20 times because I just couldn't do it.
They just kept falling off.
And I'm glad I did it on circulars. It was much easier.
But
serious.
I've done them on 2 circulars, which I actually like the best. The issue I have is that the ones that I really like are Hayas, and they're all the same cord, and they're all the same needle. And when you do it on 2 circulars, you actually need 2 different cords and 2 different needles. So I don't do that too often. Haya Sharps are my go-to for socks, I have decided, with a super long cord. I do them on Magic Loop. These are a 2.75 millimeter, which is a 2 in US
you're
standard.
Explaining them all. Okay.
And these are my... Hold on. It's Cuppycake Yarnz.
Oh, show them the bag, too.
Hold on. I got to see if my tag is in here. I think it's not. This is Cuppycake Yarnz. She's on Etsy, and I love her. She's fantastic. It's a self-striping. Can you just move your arm over slightly?
Yeah, I just cracked my wrist, so it hurts.
And it's called Peppermint Bark. And so here's the story with this. I originally really wanted to do the Christmas Eve cast on that everyone was doing. I just think that sounded super fun, a huge amount of the community having it, and wouldn't that be great?
And
but let's be honest. Okay, don't interrupt. That's not nice. Wait your turn. You had your turn. Sad
Floppy hat. Floppy hat.
That makes me laugh. He's doing it because it makes me laugh. Okay, so let's be honest. I have 6 kids.
Serious face.
Casting on Christmas Eve, and I have a huge family, extended family, regular family. I just have a huge family. Casting on Christmas Eve was not in the cards. That was just, that's not something that's going to happen.
It's okay. It's okay.
And Christmas isn't going to happen either, because Christmas is very busy.
This year especially.
Oh,
we saw Rogue One on Christmas.
Yes.
That made everybody cry.
You're supposed to say spoilers. And you didn't.
Well, it was so beautiful that it made everybody cry.
That's true. Although I realize that Star Wars has decided that every planet only has one weather system. Like it's either all a desert or all a jungle or...
That's true. I
Snow.
guess it's because the Earth doesn't exist.
Snow planet.
Or Chewbacca planet.
I'm not so good with the names of the planets.
Hoth.
Red planet.
Hoth.
Snow planet. No, we're not going into Star Wars. So, he will go into Star Wars.
I will go into Star Wars. Not horribly, though.
Can I finish? You're going to keep interrupting me? I'm gonna call you out on the interrupting. So I decided a perfectly good time, instead of casting on Christmas Eve, is to cast on New Year's Day. Because we don't do anything for New Year's Eve. I have some issues with it. It's a little bit unsafe. And I don't like the idea of taking all of the kids out. There's not a lot to do for children, and you can kind of just be at home and...
Play video games.
And then New Year's Day... We don't do anything. Everybody has off, and we just get to, like, hang out and have a good time. So I decided to do a New Year's Day cast on, which magically worked out fantastic because that, within, I think, the next day, so I had to cast these on, and I'll go into that in a minute because that was crazy. The next day, I watched, maybe it was the 3rd. It doesn't really matter, does it? I watched the podcast for... Voolenvine, and she talks about her box of socks for 2017. Since 2016 was such a good time, she decided to do it again and reboot it and have it come up. And I thought, perfect, this will be a great way to get started on a box of socks, and I'll just spend a year focusing on very specific things. Then I also watched The Knitting Den, and she made a list of, oh, I forgot my list. Shoot, maybe next week. I'll bring it next week. It's right over there, but I have all this, and I'm not. Yeah, you tell me. So these are my New Year's Day cast on very first set for box of socks knit along. Boom.
Boom.
And they're also my backwards socks.
Oh, they're so funny. Oh,
why
so
are they my
funny.
backwards socks? Because I'm going to show you here. We're going to get into socks.
It's because my mom's a dork.
You're going to have trouble when this is over. So, let me show. Okay. So, when I knit socks normally, I just have 2x4, and they look like this. But when I wear these, I got inspired by Knitting Den because she made a stripy pair of socks.
Ow.
Bunk.
Oh my gosh.
I bunked him. That was for his comment earlier. Just saying. So when she made her stripy socks, she made some... Oh, was it 2 years ago now? She made a pink and green pair that are so cute.
You have to remember it's a new year, so you have to...
I know, but
whenever it was last year, it's
I always
2 years ago.
I get confused. It's still a thing. So she folded them down, and I was like, oh, I love to wear socks like that. That sounds fantastic. But when you fold them down, the inside shows and not... Right? So... But I like the way this looks better than that.
Yeah.
Because I am ridiculous. And I can have non-stripy matchy socks, but I like this look better than that. And, I mean, nobody's really going to look at my socks, right? But let's pretend that somebody looked at my socks, or I looked at my socks, and I decided when they fold down, I want the inside to look like that. Because I think it looks prettier. So, for the first...
She totally did it on accident, by the way. Like, totally. She totally did that on accident.
Right? It doesn't sound like I did, though, does it?
No.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So, here's what happened. We're going to go into the cast on. So, I did the first 6 inches. This is 6 inches. I did a 2x4, but I had a terrible time casting on these socks. So, I love doing 2 socks, 1 circular. I hate casting things on. I hate casting on in general. It makes my hands hurt. But, and I just use my hand, I just use a long tail cast fish on for everything. Long tail cast on.
The best turn cast on.
But, because I don't need a super stretchy for my socks. I don't have an issue with that or anything like that. So I just use long tail. And I am atrocious at figuring out the cast on for 2 at a time. I have a YouTube video that I watch. She does it in really slow motion, but I'm ambidextrous. So you'll hear a lot of this on this podcast. I am ambidextrous. So I will start knitting, and then at some point I will start not only knitting it backwards, but also possibly upside down and backwards, like a complete, not just I flipped it, but that I like flip the pattern and then flip it around, and I won't notice for a couple of rows, sometimes inches. It's super frustrating. I have some things that I left that way because I was like, well, it looks nice, and I did it on purpose. Ta-da! So I cast these on, and I did it backwards. So I wanted it to be a 2x4, like the wood. I knew you were going to say that. But a 2x4 ribbing.
Oh, now I get
But I, just like my...
I'm like, now I get the joke.
Just like my stripes.
I'm so tired.
So I wanted these to be the same.
No,
but,
wait a minute.
Hold on.
Show him your name.
No, it's okay. But when I did it, I got 2 inches up before I could really tell what was going on, and my brain didn't realize that I had exactly reversed it. So I decided I really didn't want to rip back to the cast on because I just couldn't handle it, and I was so sad that I would have to do that again. I must have cast these on 6 times to get it right.
She literally spent 4 hours casting these socks.
Well, I kept taking a break. Let's be honest. So I decided, I do actually really like the inside showing when I fold them over. But I'm not that ridiculous. But I decided I really like it. So I designed them to be my backwards socks. So I knit the way they were for about 6 inches, which, by the way, if anybody has a hint on how to, I had pearls at the end, and they kept laddering, and I kept doing them wrong. So I actually just changed it a little bit, so I would have knitting on the end every time I would start back over. If you have a hint on how to properly purl on a circular needle that way, I'd love to hear it, because the YouTube videos that I watched did not show me a different way to do it than how I was doing it. And I do the yank really hard thing and all of that. It was very odd. It was catching weird. So anyway, 6 inches, and now I have started knitting them normally, so I'll do another 3 inches, 9 inches of cuff, because I'm going to fold it down. And then I think my foot is a 10-inch. I wear size 9, was just regular, not huge. It's a little long, but it's not huge. I have long toes.
She's a very skinny person.
Yeah. So then it'll just go to, I'm going to do a fish lips kiss heel, because that's my favorite, and it's kind of easy. And I really want to try and get these finished by next week. Fingers crossed. And so that's what I'm working on while we sit here.
That's what's on the needles.
Oh, on the needles. Oh. I don't know which bag this is. They live in my Snow White bag. I think it's a Tangerine Designs bag, because it has this little, it has the little loopy, and it says joy, and I'm pretty sure she always does those, but it's just a little sock bag. It's very cute. I love her stuff.
Hit the microphone.
Did I? Oh, that's not good.
We apologize for any technical difficulties that might have just occurred. If you like the video, hit a button, because we're probably...
Like, subscribe.
Kidding.
Oh!
Not ending it yet.
The subscribe? Did you know that YouTube unsubscribes you from things?
Oh, dude, I was so mad at that.
I went through and all my podcasts were gone.
Dude, apparently because my mom has a busy person, like almost everybody else in the world, she went to go watch, like, the fluffy... What was her name, Squirrel? I don't remember her name.
The Fat Squirrel
Speaks. The Fat Squirrel Speaks. The Irish couple that I love to death.
They're not Irish. They're
English.
It's the Bakery Bears.
Bakery Bears. I'm sorry. I thought red hair
was... Yeah, because he's a ginger. Completely
Filthy
unsubscribed
ginger.
from them. Completely unsubscribed from them. I watch a lot of international podcasts, so the one in Sweden... The one in Sweden was gone. Oh, I forgot to write her name down. Oh, she was so cute, too.
Oh.
Atelier
something.
I don't know.
That's her name. Atelier something.
I found a whole bunch of cute ones this week.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what? I can
YouTube is weird like that. You actually find videos you like. Who knew?
All right, smarty pants. I can put them in the show notes, though. I can go
I love that you just said show notes. It's the description box.
Show notes. That's what I'm gonna say about that.
You can tell that she's a theater major.
All right, so let me talk about. Yeah, so they unsubscribed me.
Yeah. And so I watch a ton of YouTubers. Markiplier is like one name that comes to my mind, but gaming related and off gaming related. But to be honest,
Magic the Gathering related.
Magic the Gathering, Pokemon.
I watch board game ones. I watch we're a huge board game family. You'll see a lot of that on here.
We're geeks. That, like, as you can tell, the guy that knits not only plays the board games and the video games, but does theater. So I'm like all around a geek.
Superhero house. We should do it by the superhero stuff next week.
But so I had like 413 subscriptions. Only like 50 of those I actually regularly watched. So like at least once a week, maybe. Like, I'm subscribing from like 200 different people in a matter of a day.
Is there a reason why that's happening?
It's their new. Okay, I watched a video. His name is The Game Theorist. Everybody knows him.
Okay.
But he did a video describing what's happening with YouTube and what's killing it in like a different videos. What's happening is they changed the algorithm, and it depends on how long that people watch your video. And how often they watch your video.
Or how...
Yeah, so you see the timestamp on the recording?
Oh, yes, that says we're taking way too long.
It does. It does indeed. But if people watch to 15 minutes and then majority, then your video will get less posted. But if people watch your entire video and it's like an hour long, that'll be... YouTube thinks, that's good content. We'll put it up. So people, in our house this happens often, that leave iPads on and just watch these really long videos of... just opening kids' toys.
Yeah, I watch. So I have wireless headphones, and this is how I watch podcasts. I will put the podcast on, and I'll be cleaning, doing stuff, knitting, and then when they talk about something I really need to know about, I'll go running to wherever my phone is or the iPod, and like look, ooh, write down the yarn, write down the thing, right? And I went in to just go to my normal stuff. I just hit subscriptions like I always do.
Yeah.
And I had been watching most of them on our Apple TV. And
that they don't.
Then
really,
I went.
weird.
I went on my phone, and it didn't have them listed.
Weird.
It totally did not have any of them. I had to go back in and resubscribe. It was kind of a pain. I have Christmas tree flocking on myself.
That's true. But so anyway, so what happens is they change their algorithm. So instead of based on how many people watch, it's based on how long those people watch.
Interesting.
So.
It's one of those things you don't have control over either. Because some people will watch an hour podcast in like quarter increments.
Well, that's true, but YouTube keeps track of how long they're actually on the video.
So they go if you go back in to watch it, it counts it as an hour.
Another view, and it counts as a restart of that video.
Interesting.
So if you were to watch it twice, the full length of a 2-hour video, that would be that person spent 4 hours on your video in 2 separate increments.
Oh wow!
YouTube is. It's with Google now, so obviously it has a lot more techie people.
Yeah,
Google, call me. But
all right, let me talk about my sock. This is my other sock.
I was almost done.
So you're not finished?
No.
Go.
So that's why people are getting unsubscribed, is because if they don't watch certain people for as long as they need to, then it won't be there, and you'll lose that person gradually over time. So message insert here. Please subscribe and watch all the way to the end so that we don't lose you. Like it if you did like. I know it's totally in the middle of the video, and I'll say it again at the end. Hashtag shameless plug. Okay? Shameless plug.
Not a gang member.
No, it's a hashtag. Hashtag symbol.
Hashtag. I speak teenager.
It's only sometimes.
And 4-year-old. I have a broad vocabulary. So this is my other sock.
Some water really quick.
Go for it. I'm going to finish this. So I cast these on also. So the night that of the infamous casting for the Peppermint Bark socks, it was insane. I decided I needed to do something different, and I really wanted to do a short sock. I'd never tried the roller derby. What is it? Rose City Rollers. That's what this is. And I have an Opal yarn. It's Opal Sweet and Spicy 2. This is what it looks like. It has a slip stitch heel with the gusset. It's a little gappy here because, yeah, I did it wrong. But it fits in a kind of comfortable way that's not a problem for me. I have not gotten my Kitchener put in yet,
I'm back.
But that's what it'll look like. This is the yarn.
It's a very pretty yarn. What kind of yarn is it?
It's Opal, Sweet and Spicy 2. It's actually, I got a whole bunch of the Sweet and Spicy 2 collection because I actually really like them.
Wait.
And
hold up.
Now
my mom liked something.
Oh, shush your face. This is the next one. So I have the little cuff done.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And then I'm working on the slip stitch heel.
Ooh.
These also need to be done by the end of January. Not as hard. This one only took me 2 days, which for a very slow knitter is pretty good, but I'm going to say that the reason I messed it up is because I was watching Doctor Who, and I was not at the round and round part yet. I should not do that. And these live in my Alice in Wonderland bag.
Disney person just not really hitting my phone.
Yeah, no, this is Alice in Wonderland.
You keep on hitting me.
This might be Tangerine Designs when she did a kit. You can't. It doesn't have a tag inside.
Hold on. Hello in there.
But she did a kit with Jinx yarn a few years ago.
Fluffing my hair on camera.
Got that. Okay, so let me do my last.
Okay, I'm gonna take this off.
Let me do my current last one. Really quick. I don't want that on my head.
Crown.
I do not want that on my head. Thank you so much. This one lives in my ginormous. It's huge. This is my sweater bag, and this is from Knitting Den.
Cozy.
This is from Knitting Den. It's my gnomes bag, and I love it.
I thought it was from No Makers.
It's not. It's from Knitting Den, and she was very careful about it. She made sure that there was a lot of the little gnomies, and it's very squishy. Ugh, it's amazing. She's
sorry.
She has a very good eye for detail. So this is the book that this is from. Okay.
Oh, do you want to show it?
It's called Knits Men Want.
Are you sure you want to show it?
Oh, I'm gonna show it because maybe he won't notice.
My mom's
Should
making
I show it?
I don't think you should, just in case. My mom's making a gift for a person, and we're not.
Okay, I'm just gonna talk about I talked about the bag. And I'll talk about the book. So if you get this book, there's something that you need to know about it. When you look inside, this, by the way, has some fantastic patterns.
Yeah, I use this book.
But it took me a little bit to figure it out. And I actually had to get help. I actually had to go on Ravelry and get help. He has a fantastic group. Bruce Weinstein. Can you see? There he is. He has a fantastic group. He answers questions regularly, the whole thing. So just looking at a regular sweater. So you'll see it looks like this on the inside. Can you all see that? Okay. So when I looked at that, I said,
on
what
the back, does it say knitting instruction and relation therapy all in one?
Yes. Knitting instruction and relationship therapy all in one. So,
because she needs that.
Well, because, you knit so you don't have to go to therapy. Why do you think I started you guys young? With a mom like me, y'all need to knit so you don't have to go to therapy. I'm not saying it's cheaper when you start really buying good yarn, but it's definitely more fun than regular therapy. Just saying. So when you look
are
at
you
this,
Dr. Shrink Mom now?
I am totally not. When you look at this, it'll say 40, 43, and then the gauge on the side, and when you read it, the instructions can be very confusing.
That is instruction.
So it'll say, it says increase 1 stitch each side this row, and you have to find the gauge that you decided to do the sweater in for your yarn, and then go over the chart to whatever size you decided to do. And that's what you put in. Okay, so if my gauge was a 5 stitches per whatever, and I'm making a 48, I would then go every 4 stitches. But that seems really easy. But somebody had to tell me, and multiple people have said that if someone didn't tell them, they wouldn't know. Anyway, so this is a fantastic book.
Check this guy out.
And I will show this whole thing to you
when it is done
later.
It is on the needles currently. Just in case anybody was watching, it's wondering. watch.
You did your off the needles. So this is a thing that I have off the needles but not blocked. And the reason I brought it out, it's a shawl.
No.
Can you see? So pretty.
Oh, it's a batwing shawl, right?
No, this is not my batwing shawl.
Here,
it's in my project pages. Oh, you can't see the color too well. Oh, if I do it like that, you can. There's the color. So that's really what I wanted to show.
And if we pull it up more, you can see the bottom too.
Oh, there you go. So this I'm considering a sweater in. Because so pretty. It's black velvet. That's the colorway. Madelinetosh. This I think was a DK. I don't think it was fingering. Can you see the color in that?
Excuse me.
It's amazing.
I
did this for Loopy U a couple summers back. For the Loopy U summer camp thing.
In case you're wondering about colors, because it is sometimes hard to see colors on camera, it is a dark red purplish color. Almost, it's like a hot, you know how there's hot pink? If there's a hot purple, this is kind of like what it would be. And a gunmetal color and...
slate gray?
And grays. I call it gunmetal, but it's more like a tin color, I think.
I don't know about tin. I think gunmetal would be appropriate.
Gunmetal?
But I'm considering a sweater with that.
Like a metal that would be used on your iPhone, like on the back of it.
So pretty. Hey, Bug, we're still recording. What's going on?
I don't feel good.
Okay, well...
It's probably from being on the computer. So go...
Either that or it's from being on a bright laptop in the middle of a dark room.
That's true.
Kind of what I meant.
Because
it is gonna rain. Why don't you go in on your bed? Okay?
Jojo. Come on, buddy.
You can look out your window.
I'm fine.
You sure?
You sure?
Okay.
So I'm not really sure, but it's also because I'm dehydrated and or hungry.
Okay,
you could be dehydrated or hungry. You can make yourself a sandwich, love.
All right. Thank you, Joey.
All right, so my oldest is autistic. And if you watch me on Periscope, you will have met him previously.
You will not have met him on my channel, but...
And have you remembered what happened the last time I keep getting as a bride?
I do not.
Okay, so on my channel you would not have met him, so I'm going to explain. My oldest brother has autism. I know, but I'm saying it for me. Meh. But, he's a really smart kid, and I love him because he's my brother. No, we're not shaming for anybody else.
That's right. I'm going to talk about socks still, and then we can move on from the socks.
So pretty!
So these are my first ever pair of socks. Here's the other one.
I know a lot of things that people can see on TV and or in real life.
Okay.
And each one would drive you mad. Mad, I say!
Oh, that's loud. Don't be so loud.
If they ever see that on volume, they're probably going to want to have to turn the volume
down. That should have had
#RIP headphone users.
So I only did a 1-inch ribbing. You can't really see it from here. And then I did... this is a 2x2 ribbing, and then I did a 2x4 all the way down. This is a vanilla latte sock with a fish lips heel, rounded toe, and it was a Halloween yarn by No Makers. Oh no, it's not a Halloween yarn. I did these for Halloween. Can you see the color? It's not great. The light is changing really bad outside, so the light... But it's very sparkly, and I believe that it's the Animal Muppets colorway from No Makers. So there's those.
I'm on this side.
And then
now this
my
side.
Opal socks. These are my other socks I finished.
White headphones.
Also, why do you have those?
Because they were on my neck.
Why? That's weird.
Joey, don't ask.
So this is the same deal. So it was a 2-inch, just a 1.5-inch rib, 2x2, and then just a straight stockinette sock, vanilla sock with a fish lips kiss heel. And this is also Opal Sweet and Spicy too.
Trying to see.
Rounded toe, star toe, maybe star toe.
It's a star toe, yeah.
I really like this Opal yarn. It's interesting to work with, but it wears
again,
fantastic.
Right?
Fish lips kiss heel.
Yes. All right. You keep bumping the microphone, so we apologize for the technical difficulties.
There's not noise. All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about right now, or should I put my socks away and finish my whatnot?
Well, I think that we're going to do the homeschool stuff, and you can knit while I talk. And
well, I have a couple of other things I want to talk about knitting wise. Do you want me to finish that, and then we can talk?
Yeah,
homeschool
because
stuff? I can put a timestamp.
Yeah,
because
we could do that.
Maybe finish quick.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put my knitting to the side.
Okay.
So I have my projects I want to do.
Yes. I'm slouching, sorry, if that bugs people.
It bugs me. That's really all that matters.
Well, it might bug other people because he's so short for a 14-year-old.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm 6 foot.
So, my 11-year-old, he's 11 now. He just had his birthday in January.
Johnny's 10.
Oh, I have an 11-year-old daughter. I have a Decadian now, though. He's 10. He's officially 10.
It's very important, and he made sure everyone knew he was a Decadian.
But this is why you have children to remind you of what their birthdays are and how old they are. They do the work for you.
I thought it was dad's job to read out the birthdays.
Well,
I don't know. Disney stereotypes are thrown out the window here.
All right, so this is... So for his Decadian birthday, and also because Box of Socks inspiration... Also, you got to stop with the eyebrows because it's really frustrating me. Seriously, stop. And sit up. You're so slouchy. Slouchy. Should we be slouchy together? No, that's horrible. I said I would make him his own box of socks because he really likes knitted socks. It's so cute. He steals mine. So I let him pick his very first socks.
Excuse me.
And he loves red. So does she. He picked this yarn.
Ooh, I have not seen this yet. Hey.
This is a self-striping. It's by Cuppycake Yarnz, which this is her. So
I love her. She's awesome.
So this is her. That's not nice. She's fantastic.
Well, I meant, okay. Wrong. Yeah.
What did you mean that to be? Wasn't nice. So this is the Cruella de Vil self-striping base of Yummy, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, which I think is fantastic. That 25% in there is great. And it's going to stripe up with a little bit of the white and black polka dots for the Dalmatians, but he said he didn't care. It did come with a mini of the red. It really looks pink on my camera. But it's red. It's because our light is changing.
No, that looks red.
You think so? Look at my nails versus. Look at my nails versus. Don't look at my nails.
Don't look at her nails, please. Save my soul.
So as hopefully those will go on before the end of January.
Before my birthday, please.
And I just love the bag that he had me choose to put.
Oh, it's that one.
This is my favorite dragon bag. I went crazy when he had this bag up. I don't know if I know the designer off the top of my head. I met him on Instagram. Let me see if it says inside.
Wait, Mom knows what Instagram is?
Oh, shit.
Too far?
I'm on Instagram all the time.
Do a shameless plug, please.
Well, my Instagram, I mostly just put up funny memes and like random pictures of knitting.
You have to put a shameless plug. That's what we do here.
I am not good at the shelfies. You should see a homespun house, Voolenvine, Little Bobbins Knits there. Photography is so fantastic.
Shameless plug.
Oh, no. Well, I'm Brandy BJ everywhere. I'm Brandy BJ on Periscope. I'm Brandy BJ on Periscope. I'm Brandy BJ on Twitter. Brandy BJ on Instagram. Mm-hmm. My pretend blog is on brandybj.com. I
not you ever use it.
Well, you know what? Blogging is really hard.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it, and it's hard. Anybody out there that blogs, that's amazing.
I commend you for that. It's not something I would do, but if you have any tips for her channel, my mom's channel, because we have two different ones, then please leave tips on her stuff for blogging so that she can no longer have excuses, because, my dad and I both know. You have these excuses, right?
I have no time, is what I have.
That's
so this is my other set. This is my other set.
Oh, that's like a...
And it's in my Buffy bag.
Why is the... There's a needle at the bottom.
And can you see? It's got the vampire teeth because I love all vampire-y fantasticness. Yes, I know the needles are coming through.
That's not okay.
Well, they've been coming through. It doesn't make a huge hole. See, it just sections up. And there's nothing I can do about it. They're so sharp. And this is also Cuppycake Yarnz because I happened to have a bunch of her stuff and decided, for some reason, I just really was into those colors at that moment. So this is Black Sand Beaches.
It's turned up a lot darker on camera, but
it's
the
definitely
blue,
turquoisey.
the blue is not actually blue. It is turquoise.
Well, it's not the blue you're seeing that we are seeing.
This color is definitely not as dark as it is on camera. It's closer to my shirt.
I wonder if I move the color. Nah, it's not gonna.
Or the camera's just colorblind, or we're colorblind.
So hopefully. These will be the next socks going out. So
and we're not colorblind too.
Okay, so the last thing that I have planned that I really want to do.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Oh, I have 2. Oops, I have 2. Okay, I'll save this one because that involves a question. So I have a test knit that I need to finish.
Oh, this one.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, this is crazy. So I have some yarn and I've been recently getting rid of a lot of yarn.
Like a lot of yarn. Well,
I've just been doing a major destash. I just got rid of, I decided
She sold it.
Yeah.
Because getting rid of it sounds like you threw it in the trash.
Oh, no, I didn't throw it in the trash. No,
She's not that crazy.
No. I mean, some of this was really fantastic yarn.
A lot of Madelinetosh was sold.
Yeah, don't make me cry. But, so.
Hello.
Quit interrupting me. You're really making, I can't concentrate. I just said, but, that's never good.
But I'm singing Hello Darkness. My old friend.
Because of my Madelinetosh disappearance?
Yes.
That might be okay. I might be okay with that.
See, I can't relate because I didn't buy the yarn.
But you have a love of Madelinetosh. You have a love of Madelinetosh. Yes. So, I decided that I had, I was not enjoying the yarn, and I needed to have yarn that I would really enjoy and that I could really see and pick projects for. I used to only buy yarn up until about 3 or 4 years ago. I would only buy yarn that I had plans for. So it would be very specific, very specific amounts. I have boxes with the labels of what exactly it's for, and I decided to just buy yarn that I really liked. And that caused a problem because suddenly I had yarn that I had no plans for. It was just really pretty. And I finally decided going into 2017 that...
And December of 2016.
No, going into 2017 that I did not need to do that. That having yarn just to look at was...
It's like...
Well,
for me, it's like how collectors are. Now, if you're a collector, okay, you can do that. But for me, let's go with, I play a game called Magic the Gathering, right? And it's with card games, and people collect that stuff.
Right.
To me, I don't understand that, because the entire point of having fun in the way it's meant to be is to play the game. And if you never open anything, then it's kind of like...
Well, there's certain things you don't want to open for a game, but for yarn, you can look at the things that you want to create, and you can look at all the pretties, and having 10 skeins of just yarn that's just beautiful that you want to look at is fantastic. But when you have
having a couple
cubbies
hundred,
and cubbies and cubbies of it...
Like you see this back here, full of yarn.
Yeah, that's just silly. That's not... For me, that's just silly. What is that?
That's Joni.
Are they home?
They might be home, yeah.
Well,
so we're gonna have to finish up.
Oh, they're home really early. Why is he yelling?
I don't know.
All right, I'll pause this.
Bye, guys.